Hey there. Hi, Priscilla. Thanks for coming on to Consciousness Awake. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. So, what I want to do with some videos here, guys, is interview people about their OBEs and their own experiences with astral projection and stuff, because it's very valuable to for everyone to share their different individual experiences with how they're perceiving the larger reality system. And so I wanted to bring Priscilla on. So she had just talked to me about having a really interesting out of body experience. Was it just this morning, you said, Priscilla?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. My name is Priscilla. It was the first time I experienced this one. I'm just
Mhm.
going to go a little bit around what I usually go through, so that people get a little bit of context.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um, you
definitely
know,
introduce yourself. And
yeah.
sorry, I did a horrible
No, no,
job
no, no, no,
introducing you.
that's great. That's perfect. It's okay. It's really good. We don't know each other that much, so I'm fine. Yeah, so I was awakened like 4 years ago. So before that, I was what we can call atheist, if you want. And a lot of things happened, but long story short, right now where I am in my life, I could say that I have extrasensory abilities, which are constant. I always see a lot of things that people don't see. I'm conscious of, other realms, other stuff that's going on in the background, like with your subconscious or the subliminal. Um, yeah, and for me and for what we want to bring in, I guess, to express here is that we're in a place in time that science is kind of explaining the spirituality, the woo woo. It's kind of looping, and everything is kind of connecting. So to explain a little bit what I mean, let's say our experience, if we quote unquote say it's like a matrix or like a holographic projection, quantum intelligence, multiverse, okay? It can be expressed in many ways. Us as humans, usually we just experience the world in this 3D, very physical experience reality. So, like, let's say we're like ice. Okay, I'm gonna make little compare. I'm gonna
Hmm.
compare. My first
Yeah.
language is French, so sometimes I
That's all
stumble
right.
on words.
That's all
Okay,
right.
so yeah, and let's say when we dream, usually in dreams, normal dreams that which we're not like conscious in them, things are very malleable and can change, and things that don't really exist, can be possible and everything. So for me, when I'm conscious and awake, I can experience things that I would in the dream time, which is not like literally playing out like that, but I can like get recalls of dreams or impressions which are really strong. So also, I do sessions with clients, people that have entities or problems within their energies or their subconscious, or they need help with past lives, or I can tap into, we could call it streams of reality or streams of memories, what people would call the akash. It's
Yeah.
very, it's very quantum, okay? And
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna I'm gonna get to my OB
There's
from
different there's
this
different
morning.
ethers.
Yeah.
There's different types of ethers
Oh yeah,
that are
absolutely. I'm
connected
very connected to,
multidimensionally.
yeah,
And
I'm
so
very
what you're
con
describing is it's this reflective mental ether. It's an ether that
exactly.
works with the mental body, with mind,
Yep,
and it's
yep, remote
infused into
viewing.
Akasha. Yeah. So by
Exactly.
the way, thank you for explaining all of that, and thank you for you know for helping other people.
Yeah, of
You know,
course.
so I wanted to make sure to say thank you, to give you gratitude.
Yeah, I'm grateful because, every time I see things and it's like, after they show me a picture and it's the same
Yeah.
thing, I'm amazed. I'm like, oh my God, you cannot make this. I'm like, I have no idea, like this is amazing. So these things are very, very, very true. And yeah, so with the parts of the sessions that I do, it's really more like hypnosis, self-hypnosis. If the person cannot go under, I go for them and things like that. So all this to say that I access realms in a very conscious way, but when I'm awake, okay? When I sleep, um, I have a lot of dreams. I go to the same places and I have a lot of interactions, but I'm not always conscious in my dreams. Okay.
You're
And
like an
also,
observer. It's an observer state.
yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
not really happening to me. I'm more like overseeing stuff or
Mhm.
looking, or sometimes I'm in them, but I mean, it's not super consciously like I remember all of them though. I can have like four or five
Yeah.
different dreams with, oh, I could write novels, like if
Correct,
I would have
correct.
the
That's
time. Yeah.
exactly, I
A lot of
dream 3, 4,
details and
5 dreams every
yeah.
single morning, every single night.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes we, like as you know, sometimes we just kind of wake up in that dream state and go lucid and
Yeah.
we know we're in a dream. So it's like
Yeah.
that's kind of my dream state where there's sometimes
Yeah,
where I
you
wake up
experience this a
lucid.
lot, right?
I'm either just very
Mhm.
actively dreaming vivid dreams, or
Mhm.
observing a lot of dream scenes and multiple dreams. A lot of times in
Yeah.
my dreams, I wake up in a bed. My dream starts by me waking up in a bed in a
Okay.
random room, random house, random
Yeah, so
location,
you have the
city.
same patterns, the
Yeah, and
same
they start
uh
like that. The
ways
subconscious
that you
mind,
go. Yeah.
it's kind of like the simulation of that dream state.
Mhm.
It's just tying it in to, oh, you're getting out of a bed, and
Yeah,
starting
we
a
get
dream
the
scene.
same neurological pathways when we're dreaming to
Mhm.
get to certain places. Like for me, my dreams often they feel like they're in the same space, kind of.
Mm,
Let's say it's a bubble or something, but it's not the
mm,
same setting. But I know it's the same dream set. Like it's
mhm.
really it's getting more
I
conscious in certain. No, but I mean
I like
everybody's experiencing
I
it
like how
really
you said
differently.
that.
Yeah, but it's true.
Dream set.
Yeah, it's like a
It's
movie
like a
set,
movie,
and it's the same place that
yeah.
I go, but they just
Yeah.
changed the set. I know this place.
Yeah.
I know you
I'm gonna
guys.
come watch the Priscilla
Oh, that's
movie,
funny. I know,
one of
but I
these
mean,
nights.
because you with what I've seen of your videos, I understand that you are way more advanced than I am in the dream states. Like I'm working on it. Because when I started awakening, and all my life I remember my dreams. When I started awakening, really, and experiencing uh crazy stuff, that I didn't look for it, it just started happening, kind of
Yeah,
thing. Um, I did not dream at all for these periods. Like my soul or my higher self, my consciousness was like, no, 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 now you need to sleep. you
yeah.
know, like you need because you're having these experiences. Like we all have our experience right now in this awakening very
Mhm.
differently. It's amazing. It's really amazing. Okay. It's crazy because yeah. So twice, okay, I was dreaming, I was sleeping, sorry. And I literally woke up, went to the window, and went back to my bed, and then I woke up again. And at that time I was with my ex, and I looked at him, I said, "Did I just get up?" And he's like, "No, no, you were snoring." I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
You had
So
a,
that was really my yeah,
you were
go
having an
ahead.
out of body experience,
Mhm. So that was like
basically.
a first time consciously that I was like confused,
Yeah.
okay? Then lately, I had my earphones on and I was like in a meditation and everything, and also my thing on my face, okay? And I wanted to take it off, but I didn't have my body. I was like, oh, I don't have my body.
Yeah.
And
That's
in my head,
mhm.
I realized it. I was like, that's so funny. Like I'm trying to move my arms, but I can't.
That's
And
what's cool about
people,
the sleeping masks. You were talking about the sleeping mask, right?
yeah,
So
exactly.
what's cool about
Yeah.
that is that, yeah, when you're conscious, your body's asleep or your body's about to fall asleep, but you're
Mm-hmm.
still aware, right? And you're
Mm-hmm.
consciously aware, and you get tricked, and you think you're still awake in your
Awake.
physical
Yeah.
body, and you go to use your arms to
And
take
you
that mask off, and then
know
what
what's
happens
funny?
is it doesn't work, you
No.
know. it doesn't work at
Exactly.
all. And then you start noticing how you're starting to see through your like etheric or astral sight. And then you're
Absolutely.
remembering, oh, I'm wearing that mask on my head. So how am I
Yeah,
seeing, right? How am I
absolutely.
seeing? So
Yep.
there's like the masks, the sensory deprivation on the sight to eliminate light and
Mhm.
visibility is great because once you start to see stuff around you, well, then how are
Yep.
you seeing it, right? So
Exactly.
that means you're starting to get
Exactly.
out, you're starting to get out of your body. And so it's
Yeah,
kind of a neat,
consciously. That
neat
was
tool.
really nice.
It's a
Oh,
neat
yeah, that was
tool.
yep. Yeah, I
So
was
let's
excited.
so let's dive into
Yeah, I was
to
getting
this
there.
video. It's okay.
It was the next step. I was just explaining my
so
steps to
so
it.
no pressure.
So this no, 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 of course not. So this morning,
I'm
yeah,
sure
this
the viewers watching the video, they're really interested in out of body experiences
yeah.
and near death
Yeah,
experiences and
and
those
it's
kinds of
really
things.
like a progressive thing. You know,
Hmm.
your higher self is not just gonna throw you there and you're gonna be like, wow, like when you
Well, that
take the
happens though.
psychedelics.
That
Well,
happens all the time because
yeah, but
it's
if
either
it's
one way or the other way. So
mm-hmm,
either half the people, from what I understand, half the people do get thrown right into it
yep,
and you don't know what's going on. That's what happened to me when I
okay,
was younger. It just started
yep,
happening to me. I had nobody to talk to about it. I was completely
yeah,
on my
that
own.
happens a lot
And it
though.
took me years. It took me probably over 10 freaking years to actually figure out
Oh yeah,
what was happening.
for sure.
And
And
then I
it's
finally
gonna keep
found out.
going,
And
you
then
know.
that's when I had my spiritual awakening because that's
Mm-hmm.
when I realized, holy crap, the
That's what
soul is real. Like, it's
yeah.
like I am
Hey, I
my
was
soul
atheist, I
body.
mean.
Yeah. So it's a
You
it's an
know?
awakening experience. Astral projection,
Mhm.
I mean, out of body experiences are just another
It's
like intense version of a spiritual awakening process. And
yeah, but it's really like something that's mechanical, you know, you're not controlling it really.
mhm,
Like at a certain point when you practice, probably you can control
correct.
it very easily or
Yes.
something, you know,
You
but
feel
in the
it.
beginning,
You
it's triggered. And for me, I had a little moment of unconsciousness between both of them. Like
mhm,
between the moment where I was really conscious and then I was conscious in the other realm,
mhm,
there's a little veil that we go through or something that I'm not aware of. And it did the same thing when I was coming back from the time that I was trying to take off the mask and I couldn't, you know? And then, I came back into my body and because usually I'm still in my body and aware when I kind of do these things. So I kind of do it and see it all the time. But that's really like another thing. It's really different. It's really like unconscious still for me. So it's very so yeah. So this morning, I decided to put a kind of a meditation that certain people do, and it helps me, because I have a my mind, sometimes it just like starts thinking or whatever. So
yeah.
when I listen to someone talking to me, either I fall asleep or I follow what he says, and some of them I really like. So, anyways, I was journeying, going, and at a certain moment, it's exactly what you described. I realized that I was seeing like through like my masks. I had the mask again,
Mhm,
and I realized I was seeing through the mask, but it was really like because I was accessing like the quantum field, okay, like the uh the void they call, okay, the
mhm,
void, the nothingness. And I was not in a body, like I didn't have my energy body. When I do work and stuff like that and I interact with beings or whatever, I'm in my energy body.
correct.
You
Yeah.
know, I see myself and I can shapeshift into whatever I want, really.
Yes.
But that I had no form. I was just consciousness. You know what I mean? And I was like, wow.
Did
And
you
I
say you
told
were in a
myself,
void? Did you say you were just finding yourself in a void?
oh yeah, oh yeah, but it
It was
was
just like
really
black, right? And there's like nothing
no, that's
really.
it. In the beginning, it was kind of black, but then I started seeing waves of energy. And, like it was really, I'm trying to find a word. I don't have a word really. It was kind of, this movie of the astronaut that goes out into space and then he's like stuck into a time space middle thing, and it's really quantum. I don't know.
And I'm
I
not sure which movie
swear
that
it
was.
looked like digital, but way more it wasn't digital. It
What
was,
was it? Was that the one with uh Matthew McConaughey?
I think so.
I
I do
think so. I
think
just
so.
can't remember the name of it. Yeah.
I think so. At a certain point in the movie, he's in a space that you can't even describe. It's like multi-layer, multiverse,
I
multi-quantum.
think it's
Phew.
that one. Yeah, it's that one.
Yeah,
Whatever that's called. Yeah, I
it
don't
was
know.
kind of like that, but without all the details. It was just like really energy and a lot of like my
Yeah.
vision is very, very different, I guess. I see energy a lot. So
Did,
it's kind of like that.
did you see any like grid like patterns?
Oh yeah,
Once
absolutely. It's
once the
all
colors once it was the void, and then
it
you
was
started to see
more
some
like
color come through. Did you see either
it
a
wasn't color.
like any kind of tunnel effect or any kind of astral plane effect with like grid
No, that's what I'm
lines?
saying. Usually I see grids, I see the different planes. But that's consciously that I access these ones. That
Oh,
was like really a quantum space that I had never seen. I had never seen this. I was like in a screen, but it wasn't a screen. It was a screen, like endless. It was
yeah.
super weird. Yeah, it was really
Well,
intense.
I mean, most
And I
likely it was
remember,
just the void, because there's many different like what they call astral voids.
yeah, it's through your own
Um,
filters and how
and
you can access it through your different.
it's like it's almost like it's almost like pockets
It's the
or
quantum space.
spaces
Oh
that
yeah,
are there's no like actual creation within
exactly. It's
those
just waves.
pockets.
It's
So
just waves.
it's like in between etheric plane, astral planes, just kind of mixed in different areas. But it just goes to
We
show.
can we can name it as much as we want,
Yeah,
but I
but what I
mean,
mean is kind of like the Earth, like in this reality, Earth reality. You know how like you go into a city, you're driving on a
yep,
city,
there
you
was
go through
nothing
a
of that.
city, and
I
then you
was
go out
nothing.
into like the farmland,
Yep,
like nature, and there's no
yep,
houses, there's no buildings, there's no people.
mm-hmm,
It's just like nature. So
yep,
that's kind of like that, the same thing in principle, where all of this these other non-physical space that's around us, everything non-physical, it all of it isn't actually occupied. So there's like these
exactly.
planes and etheric and all these
Yep,
different worlds and realities in the astral structure, but that doesn't mean that every square inch of all of that space is actually being used yet, so to speak. And
absolutely.
so like for me,
And
like I
we
feel
really don't
source
grasp all of it, in
like
our human minds.
source people talk about wanting to
Yeah.
go back to source and stuff. I
Hmm.
believe that source created good and bad, good
Hmm.
consciousness and bad consciousness, and
Yep.
everything. It imagined everything that we see in front of us. But also what I believe is that source wants us as consciousness to evolve and to continue the creational aspect
Yeah.
within these other planes. And it just, what it really is
Yeah.
just individuals just kind of like recognizing that and then
Yeah.
acting on it and setting those intentions, because there is a lot of uh uncreated like space, like I was trying to say,
Oh, for sure. That's why
out
they
there,
say the universe is
and
expanding. I mean,
expanding,
it's
and
never
the
ending.
entropy for
Yeah.
all of the billions and billions of souls and consciousness all over the place. Everyone has to evolve and go from point A to point B, point B to point C. I mean, everyone's not just in a reincarnation loop, coming back and coming back and coming back to Earth over and over again. Some people are. There are people
It's
that
really
are.
like programs. Everything is a program.
Yes.
Everything is a program, and you have to understand it and integrate it if you want. Like if you're Pac-Man, you're just gonna eat that program because you don't need it anymore. And then you're gonna go for another one, like up to source until you understand that you're all of it, until
Yeah.
you understand it in a way that it's like, like it's like multi-dimensional, so it's like
Mm.
it's the consciousness um evolves so differently for everyone. Like
Yeah.
we're the same kind of intelligence, but it's like really one into another, into another, into another. And
Yeah.
it's depending on what happened, what it's
Yep.
like, it's really endless.
Exactly. See,
So,
the
and now
problem
we're
is,
like going
yeah,
back up into our awareness of
yeah,
it and understanding it in like the physical human body. So I think
back
that's
and
the
forth. We're
yeah,
going
that's the
back and
part
forth,
where
back and
yeah.
forth. We've been going back and forth for many, many life cycles. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost. I
But this one
personally
is
believe.
different. This life is different because with the solar system and the galaxy and everything, we're going up an octave in the
Mm,
galactic spiral of, like they say that we're hitting the photon belt, if you want, with our,
yeah, I did some
the
research on that.
energies.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So the energy is really different. The frequencies, the sun that it's flaring. There's a lot of ways of seeing it, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of ways, I guess, that to live it also. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not physically everywhere on earth. So I mean, what they say on the TV and everything, it's, more or less at this point with all the digital and all the, everything, it's really not that. I think it's more of an individual path. And then you're starting to be able to be aware of the frequencies on which you're living in, kind of thing,
Yeah.
like people say, change your frequency, change your channel or whatever on the
Mhm.
radio. That's really like only changing your song, which means one song is going to make you cry and the other one's going to make you laugh. That's more like what they mean by changing the radio. It's the effect on you, what you're listening to, what you're feeding into, what you're absorbing in every way. So that's what we're going to do. But I just want to, before, I don't know how much time we have left, but
We have about 4 minutes on the.
okay, yeah, just real quick. From this morning, when I realized this in the experience I was going through, I literally thought I was still like awake or something because I was seeing through my eyes. And then I was
Mhm.
like, oh no, this is not what I thought. Like it kind of shifted. And I literally told myself, "Oh, I'm gonna have to say this, to you actually, and like I'm gonna have to remember this." And like I was talking to myself, like I was conscious of this, and I
Yeah.
was like, "How am I gonna explain this?"
Yeah, yeah,
you know, I, I,
memories. Yeah,
I
memories. All the
yeah,
memories are tied in.
I was
One
talking to
thing I
myself. I
found out a
wasn't
long time
asleep.
ago was
Yeah,
how
because I came back.
consciousness consciousness is tied into our all our memory data.
Hmm.
So like,
Yeah.
so even when we do shift our consciousness awareness a little, slightly, or a lot away from our body,
Hmm.
we can still remember like who our mom is or what we did the previous day in our physical
Yeah, but it's
body,
not in
and
that sense. I wasn't
it's all
aware of my
there.
human life. I
Mhm.
was more aware of my purpose of doing that and the intention that I wanted to remember. Like, not remember because I was still aware of it. Like, it was not like, oh, I'm gonna have to remember this. It was like more, how am I gonna explain this? How will
Oh,
I put this into words? I was
yeah.
like amazed. I was like, wow, that's
So
so cool.
question. So you
Yeah.
mentioned your OBE experience you had,
Hmm.
and you going into the void and then seeing different types of colors of energies kind of streaming in. And
No, it
did you
wasn't
anything,
colorful this
any?
time. It wasn't
Oh,
colorful. It was
oh,
all more like just waves of energy. It was
got it.
very maybe golden if you want to put a color
Hmm.
absolutely on
Yeah.
it, but it was really like energy waves,
Wow,
like
you were really connecting to really, really, really
oh yeah, that
high
was crazy.
frequencies. Yeah,
Yeah.
anything gold. Uh, I found anything gold. If you use the color gold or you
Hmm.
visualize the color gold when you're out of body,
Yeah,
um,
I know.
it really like there's like these little tones that I'll
Hmm.
experience sometimes. It's hard to mimic those tones like
Yeah.
verbally. I can't really do it with my mouth, so to
Well,
speak.
I'm kind of getting it right now and I'm kind of feeling it here, you
Yeah,
know? Yeah.
yeah. The heart chakra is our biggest chakra.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think that
And
our
it's really
crown,
connected to the spine because I
yeah,
felt it here and then I felt it all around my spine
yeah.
like that.
From what I've noticed on
Yeah.
other people's etheric bodies, the crown, this whole top on top of here, that's like
Hmm.
the biggest chakra energy, primary energy, and then
Well, you
also
got
the heart.
your portal like a
Yeah,
feet
just
over
going
your
straight
head.
above the head, and then
Yeah.
also the heart center,
Hmm.
all in this area.
Oh
Other
yeah.
people, like clairvoyant people, I don't really consider myself a clairvoyant, but there are other people that call themselves clairvoyant, and
Hmm.
they claim that 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 there's other chakras that are bigger, that look bigger when they look at the body, the energy body. But my experience has mainly been the top of the head and the heart center. Have you
I
noticed
mean,
anything with that? Any differences in the sizes of the chakras themselves?
um, again, like people always see things very much in their own way, in their
Hmm.
own beliefs, in their own perspectives, and how they communicate
Uh-huh.
with the unseen or the
Hmm.
energy and everything. So, I mean, there's also, the dentians, like the lower dentians, and the with the Buddhist or like
Hmm.
Eastern traditions,
Cultures, yeah,
that they yeah that they and I mean, we have so many energy centers. We are energy. It depends on
yeah,
which one, how you see it.
correct.
So, I mean, there's nothing really wrong with anything, I think.
There's a
It's
lot, yeah.
really
There's
understanding
um
it.
there's there's a our whole auric field is just
It's all
full
connections.
full of little tiny little
Yep.
chakra points and the
Mm-hmm.
primary chakras.
Yeah.
It's really amazing. Sometimes I can just when I meditate, sometimes I mean I usually just meditate to do astral projection.
Mm-hmm.
But since I am pretty like sensitive to my etheric energy, I can sometimes just lay there and
Yeah.
just sense and feel all those chakras, and
Mm-hmm.
kind of manipulate them,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
alter
And
them.
that's why we want to do this, is to be able to interact in these other realms
Yeah.
and get empowered
Hmm.
and become, better,
Hmm.
I mean,
There is a connection. There is
consciousnesses.
a connection between. I found that one of the truths about astral projection is, uh, you can actually exit your body through different parts of your body, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes that correlates to what kind of experience you have. So the Zoom
Absolutely.
is about to time out here,
Yeah, I
but
know.
we will have you on again in the future,
Sure,
Priscilla.
of
Thank you so
course.
much for coming
Yeah,
on to
thank
talk to me,
you.
and I will see you soon. Talk to you soon.
Yeah,
All right.
bye.
Look, peace. Bye.
Peace.